All right, y'all, for the 411, look, we got to start this year off right because y'all already know what it's going to be like next year. But I would advise y'all to, whatever the foods, non-perishable foods that y'all planning on getting in case like blackouts or, anything crazy hits the fan, happens next year, y'all might want to start making a list and getting that stuff. And here's the reason why. At some point, it could happen next year. The food could become overpriced. So like bread can like start costing, like a loaf of bread can start costing like $30, $40. Like anything that's real food could become very, very expensive. Especially with the economy, going. So that means like the necessity things, they don't mind raising the price on things that's important. Listen, man, y'all know what time it is. It's time to stop playing around. Then the next thing, people start looting and all that type of stuff. Look, y'all get the point. It's 2025. A lot of stuff could potentially happen. It's about to be a movie. Y'all saw what 2024 was like.
I'm just like, I'm so over 2024, but at the same time, I'm fucking terrified for 2025. I'm fucking terrified for 2025. I'm fucking terrified for 2025. Like, that is the thing. It's like, you can't live in hope of like, new year, new me. It's gonna be awesome. Like, this year is gonna be mine. It's like, I don't think it, unless you're like a billionaire and a white dude, like, I don't think 2025, 6, 7, or 8 are gonna be that awesome. And maybe not after that either, depending on how these next 4 years go. Like, we might not even have a fucking democracy anymore. Shit might be done. Shit might end in if not a civil war, then maybe a world war. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm like, not to be like freaking out or whatever, but I don't know.
2024 was a dumpster fire. I think we can all agree on that. But we're heading into a new year, and even though we live in uncertain times, there is one thing I know for sure. 2025 is going to be so much worse. I'm not going to make it. I don't think I can do it.
So my prediction, I've got a downer prediction. I'm not sure how dark everybody else is getting here, but if JVL's on this video, it's probably pretty dark. My prediction is that we're going to see a fairly nasty wave of social violence that we have not seen since the 1970s in this country, and I think it's a combination of social media bringing people together, and really, the reaction to the killing of the United Healthcare CEO has been pretty disturbing to me, and I think it's probably not a great thing that the killer is being lionized in certain small but still very vocal circles. This is one of the reasons why I suggested folks pick up How We Got Here, the 70s, David Frum's book, because it is a very thorough look at the ways in which violence, kind of racked regular civil society in America. So what form this violence will take, hard to say. I don't know. It could be anything from, riots and protests to targeted killings or bombings. Things got weird in the 1970s. I think things are about to get weird again, and I'm not looking forward to it. As to what specifically will kick off this wave of violence, I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. America has had no shortage of mass violence in recent years, right? You look at the mass shootings, school shootings, things like that. But those are all crazy people. Those are all crazy people who tend to have their own personal issues. I do think that if we get into a wave of violence around social issues, it's going to have to do with frustrations about the role that the wealthy are playing in government and in business. And I do think that, there's a lot of frustration, not specifically aimed even at the fact that CEOs exist or that billionaires have a big role in society. That has always been the case. People, like, I don't think anybody's shocked that, like, rich people have a lot of say and influence in policy. But I do think what has gotten under people's skin in a very real way is the expansion of bureaucracy and the ways in which faceless, apparatchiks applying random diktats can kind of destroy your life, either through denial of healthcare services or getting somebody fired for something they said. I think a lot of things are kind of coming together in a very real and bad way. And it only takes a couple of lunatics, and there are no shortage of lunatics in a country as large as ours, to make things very hairy for everyone.
So at this point, I think most people are thinking, wow, 2024 was crazy. Can't top that. But every year we've topped it. And I'm telling you, 2025 is going to be insane. 2025 is going to be insane. 2025 is going to be insane. And I'll tell you why. Right now, we have a potential civil war. We have a potential World War III. We have this crazy Moriarty-style Batman in the bushes assassination thing going on. But then there's these drones. And now, again, everyone's calling them drones, but then they say we really don't know what the hell these things are. But these things are like the size of cars flying around all over the world. And at first you would think, okay, it's just the U.S. military doing their thing, right? But here's the thing. This isn't happening just in the U.S. This is happening in the U.S., the U.K., Canada, China, Mexico, Kazakhstan, Japan, India, Russia. Like, this is happening almost literally everywhere in the world that we're seeing these sightings. And it's not like, we saw a sighting in October, another in November. This is every day we're seeing sightings everywhere. And we can't figure out what these things are. And, there's three possible options. One, they're ours. And the military, just for whatever reason, is not communicating with governors and mayors and letting everyone just go into hysterics, which I don't think that would actually happen. Number two, it's a foreign entity such as China or Russia or something like that, in which case you would think that by now we would have followed them back to their own country. And like, if you're a country and you're hovering drones over top of military installations all over the world, that is a declaration of war. And you can't tell me that the U.S. military hasn't, identified where they're from, where they're coming from, where they're landing, and then decided, okay, you've declared war on us. If that were the case, we would already be bombing somebody. So I don't think it's necessarily theirs. But then what does that leave, right? That leaves an ET possibility. But like, come on, man. Like, are we really there? Is this really where we're at? We're believing now that aliens are hovering over top of us, and we're so incredibly desensitized to this that we're just like, that's weird. And then get back to our daily life. So anyway, it's my prediction that 2025 is going to make 2024 look like a nursery rhyme. We are going to start off this year with a bang. And I don't know where that bang is coming from. I don't know if it's within, if it's over in the Middle East or Russia, or if it's coming from the skies. But man, 2025 is going to be in the history books for sure.